Guess who got brands talking? Brandlife.co.za.
Welcome to the Construction Industry Conversation. This is our second episode. It is proudly brought to you by the ACPM, which is the Association of the Construction Project Managers. And I am the CEO of the ACPM and the host of the CIC. And today we have the pleasure of hosting our newly elected president, Mr. Anthony Afordofe. So we'll be getting close and personal with the president today. Before we even engage on what your vision is for the organization, can you just briefly tell us who is Anthony Afordofe, just in terms of your background in relation to the industry, of course, and what makes you tick?
Thank you very much, CEO. My name is Anthony Afordofe. I am an architect by profession. I have practiced architecture and moved into the project management division. And started practicing in 2006 as my own standalone business. We have impacted our community and environment as far as built environment is concerned. And what makes me tick is the passion to help communities grow as far as our construction industry is concerned. We provide projects that help people to either stay in houses, visit malls, have comfortability in offices, and so forth and so forth. So we're very passionate about that. As long as people are happy, we're happy as well.
So you make the spaces comfortable for us to spend money at the shopping malls.
Of course, that's the whole idea, because we also need to provide the platform for the developers to get return on their investments. So if we attract people and fit into the spaces that we create, then it's a win-win situation for all of us.
Okay, so you say you started in 2006. Is it when Akwini, as your company, started?
Yes, we started Akwini in 2006, but prior to that I had 6 years stint with working with corporates. For example, I've worked with the Airports Company South Africa. I've also worked for upland property developers before jumping into my own business.
And can you say it was a worthwhile journey? And still is?
It is a worthwhile journey, because as I said earlier on, what we do is not necessarily to benefit ourselves, because that's what most people think, but we think about the people we're doing it for. I think that's what ticks us, and once the projects are done and are occupied, we get the satisfaction from that what we've embarked on has been achieved and is properly utilized for the purposes that we make it for.
Okay. The ACPM has been in existence for about 21 years in this year, in 2019. Can you just tell us, why do you think you were elected as a president, and why did you accept the position? You have been with the ACPM from 2014, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes.
So why you, and why did you accept it?
Why me? Because I think I'm the right person. I've given a lot of my time to the ACPM to input positively into the vision of the ACPM for the past 6 years. And I think the EXCO decided to vote for me because they've seen my enthusiasm about the organization and the impact I've had over the past 6 years with them. And I think my role will be very important now at this stage in our industry to be able to impact new areas of development within the ACPM. One area will be transformation, and another area will be to continue to lead the excellence that we provide for the built environment sector.
Okay, so that is what the ACPM in a nutshell seeks to achieve.
Yes.
Well, in your conversations, you are talking about reigniting the ACPM. Can you just share with us to say, how do you intend to achieve that? Or is there anything that you've already done that has made you to identify with this word, which I will say is a very strong word of reigniting, exciting at the same time? So how do you intend to achieve that? Or what is it that you've done that will assure the membership that you are reigniting the ACPM as an organization?
Well, as an organization, we've tried our best to make our members excited about what we're doing and what we're providing for them and the reason why we exist. But I think it's time to lift it up a notch in terms of reigniting the organization. Previously, we had business owners who were running the organization, so time was an issue for all of us. But be it as it may, we've made provisions to do that. But one of the reigniting processes that we've taken was to look at appointing a standing CEO who will come into the organization to run the day-to-day affairs of the organization, so that the CEO will be in touch with the members, will be in touch with the market, will be in touch with the stakeholders within the industry, so that we become more relevant and more applicable to our members in terms of fighting for the issues that affect them. So reigniting it means we will be able then to become inclusive with our members more closely, provide activities and platforms that will be able to make us come together as an organization and industry, and also bearing in mind that we've got academia on the other side that we need to interface. So we've got very good ideas for this year, one of them being the CIC, which is conversations within the industry that we are looking at strongly to debate certain issues that are affecting the industry and to also find solutions to those problems that are faced within the industry. We term ourselves the thought leaders in the industry. So it's best that we provide those platforms where solutions are gathered instead of always talking and not actioning to solutions.
Wow, the vision seems to be clear. I think the history of the ACPM speaks volumes about the organization. So in essence, President, what you are saying we must watch the space. This is going to be the force to be reckoned with.
Of course, yes. There are many issues that have been unresolved in the past. One critical area being the ID of works that we've been trying to revise, and also the issues around the tariff of fees for construction project managers. We embarked on that process of trying to upgrade or change the tariffs to a better position for construction project managers since 2011. But there has been an issue around the Competitions Commission, which has delayed the process of gazetting these new fees. And looking at that, time has passed. Construction project managers have now evolved. The role has changed. We are managing much more different disciplines than we used to in the past. But at the same time, we're still sitting with the old Gazette of fees. So we're doing much more than we used to do before, but providing the service at the same fee since 2011. So that's one of the key areas that we need to look at and resolve within my term of presidency.
Okay, so you've already looked at the pertinent issues that threaten the profession. So
Yes.
the idea of work and tariff of fees, should it be left unresolved, it means that it will negatively impact the profession.
No, of course. Because what is left us to is around issues within the industry of pricing. Pricing for work with relevant clients. And you find that the competition has become vast because there's no new tariff. Everybody is pricing as they feel, but there should be a guidance that allows us to price, and so that we don't have issues of price fixing, much more discounting on fees because of the competition within the industry. But if we've got the guideline that has been gazetted, and it forces everybody to sit within that framework and be able to affect the industry properly and give the services that are required to the industry, instead of doing what I would call half-hearted jobs, because we're giving away discounts and fees that we shouldn't be doing. So it's a critical area we need to look at within the industry.
Okay, it clearly shows that the organization has definitely applied their minds to this critical issue. Can you just, in a nutshell, because we wouldn't have time to unpack the strategy, just to say how you'll go about as the ACPM and who are the stakeholders that you'll be able to engage in order to come with solutions or recommendations to the idea of work issues and the idea of work, and the tariff of fees?
Great. Thank you for that question. I think it's a very important question. Our industry is basically governed by the Council of Built Environment, which is a statutory body set up by the South African government to act on behalf of the built environment. So, simply put, they call themselves the CBE. So, we will definitely have liaison with the CBE to continue to push this matter as the highest body within our industry. That body is also governed by the Department of Public Works, which is a government body linking the council to be able to perform within our industry. Organization called the SAST, which is the governing body for construction project managers and construction managers who are regulated and registered with this body as well, who govern our profession. So discussions with them around the idea of works and the tariff of fees as well will be quite critical. So between the ACPM, the SASCPCMP, and the CBE, we'll need to push the matter all the way to the National Department of Public Works so that we get assistance in getting the issues resolved at the Competitions Commission, so that we'll be able to gazette the new tariff of fees fully.
Okay, thank you for that. The strategy is clear. The stakeholders have been identified and there's already engagement. Thank you, President. We will be taking a short break and then we will just further engage with you.
Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
Brandlive.co.za.
We are back and we are still having Anthony Afordofe, the newly elected president of the ACPM. And we just continue with our engagement and trying to understand what is the future or what is the futuristic outlook for the ACPM and what is the vision of the president. Can you just in a nutshell give us insight into the membership of the ACPM collectively?
All right. The ACPM membership has been categorized. The reason we've done it is purely based on experience, it's based on qualifications, is based on the input that different individuals have made within the industry. So we looked at it from a corporate point of view, number one, meaning companies can register with the ACPM who qualify for the criteria that be for corporate membership. Then we've got individual full membership as well. That details the fully professionals who qualify to be full members. We've also got associate memberships, affiliate memberships, and student memberships. We've also currently started looking at what we call industry champions, who we will also allocate a position for to register them, or for the position of industry champions to be able to actually assist us on mentoring the industry as well. So that is the levels of membership, and each has its own criteria. The information is available on our website in terms of how to qualify and apply for the various levels of membership.
So we've got individuals and we've got companies as well.
Yes.
So I'm very much interested in the champions, or would we say honorary members. So is that a strategy of the ACPM to ensure that we don't lose the wisdom
Of
and
course.
that they plow back?
Of course. We've got individuals who have been in the industry between 25 years to about 40 years. There is no way that we can let that knowledge depart without impacting it back into the industry. That was one of the ideas that we had, so that when we register them and have conversations with them in terms of mentorship with individuals, and similarly companies, they can give advice with the experience that they have for us to soldier on with the new challenges that we face in our dispensation currently. So it's very, very important that we actually put that in place and be able to assist the industry to become much more efficient in the things that we do and the services that we provide for our clients.
So it's much more also recognition for them to say that we have the skills here in South Africa. We're enjoying spaces, but we don't even know the champions that have spearheaded that.
Yes, yes. We need to acknowledge the champions because there is many who have retired. There are many who are about to retire. And we need to harness conversations with them, bring them closer to what we're doing so that they can transpose lessons learned in the past, situations that they've faced and how they've gotten out of those situations. So the industry can remain mature and most people can also find the necessity to remain in South Africa to provide the services, because there was a sting that we found most people were getting out of the country because of job opportunities outside of the country. We would also like to encourage those people to come back because, as we know, we've got issues of service delivery within the country and we keep complaining that the skills are not there. So if we're all leaving, who is going to be actually able to help the economy to develop as far as our built environment is concerned?
So you are saying that we should come to the ACPM to identify these skills that we don't know where to look for.
Yes.
While they are there.
Yes, ACPM, as I said initially, is a thought leadership, is the best of the best within the industry that joined the ACPM. We want to be able to bring the public on board as well, in terms of the public sector, to join in the force of creating well-renowned projects, delivering from start to end, in terms of the experiences that we find with the various sectors in our industry. For example, we've got the retail sector, we've got the commercial sector, we've got industrial sector, residential, we've got hotel industry, which is leisure. It's various facets just to gain full experience within the full spectrum of those industries. We've got people within the ACPM who have done and completed projects within this environment. So members have the benefit of activating conversations with this various industry leaders to be able to then practice those within their own spectrums to be able to deliver quality projects to their clients.
So you are saying that we do have standards to benchmark against within the country, best practice to deliver quality on time within cost.
Yes, I'll even extend that. You'll find that most South African construction project managers are working across Africa. The skills are sought after across Africa. They're now working in the Australasias, the area of Mauritius, and then even going global, because the skills are there in South Africa to be able to even deliver across the globe. So the opportunities are vast. We're finding that a lot of companies are working within the context of Africa, where developing countries are providing opportunities for our companies to be able to work and provide this thought leadership in those countries as well. So we're finding a lot of synergy as well with various countries. So the benchmarking of skills, yes, within Africa context, comes from South Africa and then it spreads across the rest of Africa as well.
Well, we will have to interrogate that one more. I am aware of a constitutional amendment when it comes to corporate members, the very same corporate members, which is the companies we are talking about that has expanded within Africa at large and obviously out of those borders as well. So there has been an amendment to your corporate membership. Can you just give us an understanding of the distinction and also what is it that you are intending to achieve with this change or amendment in the Constitution that was made last year on the 25th of October at the 18th AGM?
Thank you very much. I think that's a very good question. Initially, we had what we call corporate members, which is fully registered companies with the regulations of the CIPC of South Africa. There was a requirement to have 2 directors as shareholders within the organization before you can register as a corporate member. Obviously, there are other criterias as well that allow you to be able to register. But we found that it became quite limiting because not most of the companies have the criteria. And with the emergence of black people owning their own business as well within the industry, we're finding that the structure is a bit stringent in terms of bringing new companies on board from a transformation point of view. So we had to look at it to say, what can we do to bring these emerging companies also on board from a corporate level?
To be inclusive.
To be inclusive, so that they can also be recognized within the industry in South Africa and also across other locations and geographical areas. So the constitution was amended, so we have a sub registration called associate corporate members. So this will then give an opportunity for black-owned companies to also be registered with the ACPM from a corporate level.
And at the same time, there will be that building of capacity and
Yes.
so on, because I am aware that most corporate members are already doing that.
Exactly. So it's capacity building at the same time as well, looking at companies that work predominantly in the public sector, which are not being fully recognized within the industry, but are performing the same services that other corporates perform as well. So we're looking at it from a holistic point of view to be able to then infuse the industry with more skills and more knowledge and experience to be able to satisfy the issues of service delivery in the country.
Oh, well, that's interesting. President, thank you for your time. But then as we close down, what advice can you give to our young professionals? You know, something that has stood the test of time for you. We know that obviously times have changed from the time you qualified and from the time you entered the industry. There are actually much more opportunities now for our young professionals. But in one line, what advice can you give to our young professionals and those, the new entrants into the CPM profession? What has stood the test of time for you?
I think one word I'll always use is the first one is passion. What we are doing is not merely academics. You need to have passion for what you've said you've studied and you want to do. And obviously that leads you to a situation of attitude when you get into the industry, because academia and industry are two different things. My advice to them is be passionate about what you're doing. Your expectations should be minimized, because sometimes that's what causes the problem. They've got so much expectations, and when they come to the industry, they realize that it's not what it should be. Be willing to learn from the predecessors who are in the industry. Be willing to learn, be willing to accept correction, and be an understudy until such a point that you feel that you have acquired enough knowledge and experience to be able to then stand on your own 2 feet to find your way within the industry. So fighting for salary packages, wanting to drive nice cars when you get out of varsity
Comes with the hard work.
comes with the hard work. You need to prove yourself within our industry, because it takes time for the experience to come, because projects start and end, and that process can be anything between 0 to 5 years to actually put one project in the ground. So there is no rush. Rather gain the experience, and then the rest will come.
Wow, that's a good one, I think, for our young professionals. So in essence, there's nothing wrong with your expectations, but they must be tinted with some reality.
Yes.
And they must have the passion, they must have the right attitude as well, and be willing to be taught. The practical experiences,
Exactly,
obviously.
is very important, because the passion leads you to the end goal. The result of what we all trying to do is to make our environment better and livable. I think that's the environment we are in. We create spaces to make people's lives better. So that should be your end focus. Once you've got that focus in mind, the rest will come along very quickly than you think.
Well, thank you, Mr. Anthony Afordofe, the newly elected president of the ACPM. And that brings us to an end for the CIC episode number 2. And we look forward to the 3rd episode of the CIC. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za